Oh, hello, everybody. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be fun. Okay, let's see how to do this. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's just figure out the best way of this. Okay, let's see. Okay, welcome, Steph. How lovely, Robin. Emily, I just saw Martin and Mika somewhere a minute ago. Charles, this is wonderful. Hello, Adam and Tammy, George, and let's see. Trying to find a way that I can, and Eowyn, Chrissy White, Nicole Oates. This is so beautiful that you guys are joining. Just want to say hello to all of you before beginning. Could I ask you to mute your thingy for now, if that's okay? I will definitely create a thing that we can have a chat group. So just asking if you can mute your thing. I'm just going to mute some of you where you're not muted, and then I'm going to get started. Really looking forward to this. Okay, it looks like you're all muted. I'm sorry to have to ask you, but otherwise it does make quite a strong noise. Okay. See, one other view way. Show thumbnail videos. I wonder if I can do that. I think there's too many people on. Okay. Just double checking with the meeting, and then I will get going. I can definitely hear some people. Oh, there's another page. Yes, there are. Animu? Okay. Hello, Lydia. Since that November 2004, do you know what, Scooby? I wonder if I can make you an admin to help mute people. Animu, I don't know if you can hear me, but I keep muting you and you keep unmuting. So please, if you don't mind, thank you. Thanks, brother. And Jane, welcome. Okay, and Sai, thank you. Okay, that feels good. Okay, Sonobite, I don't know how to mute this person. Sonobite, whoever you are, please mute yourself. Would you mind to mute yourself? Thank you. Okay. All right, I'm pretty much ready. Okay. Hello. So beautiful that you're here with me, and yeah, it's taken a long time for me to be able to funnel this into something where I feel I can really benefit people in a meaningful way. So thank you for being a reflection in my life to help me to deepen in my purpose, because I really feel this is my purpose. I've kind of always known it, and it's taken a while to feel like I have the blessings from the lineages and the skill, really, to be able to share something so profound. So I'm going to start off by just speaking about why would this benefit you to understand about White Tantra? Why is that even different to red, black, or left-hand Tantra? Okay, just let me go into whether this is talking away. Hello? Okay, Linda, I'm just muting you. And okay, let me just try something. I'm going to just quickly ask to start your videos so that if you would like to see yourself on the call before I get into this. Let's see. Okay. So it's up to you guys. You're welcome to be on video. You don't have to be. But I am very much asking that you mute yourself. So for instance, I'm hearing somebody typing. That's Charles. So Charles, I've just muted you. Hello, brother. So lovely that you're here. Sonobite, I'm trying to mute you, but I can't seem to. I don't know what's going on there. Please try and mute yourself. Mute audio. There we go. Okay. Sonobite. Don't know how to do it. Hello, guys. Hello, Mary Philly and Carmen and Claire. Oh my God, it's so lovely that you're all here and that I can see you. Okay. All right, let's get started again. I can hear it's all quiet now. So, oh, she says, exactly as I said that, somebody made a noise on here. I think I'm just going to have to go with the noise, really. Otherwise, I'll spend the whole time doing this. Okay, so there are many different paths to lead us to the one. And I've come in this, like, you know, I've come from many paths. It's not just one path, and there isn't just one way. But what I want to share with you is a way of naturalness, of grace and ease. And it's almost like a constant lovemaking of all things in a way, because it's bringing love to all things to meet life without aversion. So in Tibetan Buddhism, they talk a lot about aversion and grasping. And I was thinking of that today as my teenage daughter was in this deep push-pull with her boyfriend. And that energy of, like, think about that, where you've got aversion in your own life. So aversion means to push away energy. Think about when something unpleasant's going on, and it might just even be not even so unpleasant, but just a natural impulse from your body to want to avert feeling things, so you just can't help it, you just push it away. And to the extent that we are in this constant pushing away is to the extent that we're in a discord, because it's an unnatural repellent that we're emitting. And that comes up, it's always completely transparent, isn't it? In a relationship, you feel the moment your lover is in this energy of pushing you away or pushing anything away, or you're in it. So the Tibetans talk about aversion and grasping. So I want to firstly, just as I'm beginning the conversation, as we explore what is White Tantra, and I talk to you a little bit about this 21-week journey that I would love with all my heart to take you on, which I feel will bring the result of you dropping the veil. You can enter into the chambers of your own sacred temple so that you can actually be revealed to yourself. So within this, then, just please take a moment with me to look at where you grasp and try and pull stuff towards you, and where you push things away from you. Because they both are things that don't bring peace. And if I was to sum up in one sentence where I'm attempting to take you in terms of this work, this shamanic journey into yourself, it's 100% to get to the point of awareness of something called the Mahamudra. The Mahamudra is like the great union that brings you absolute liberation from any pain, any discord. Alex, you're on here twice, and it would be really good if you could mute yourself. Graham, I'm muting you. Thank you. Gay, I'm muting you as well. It's lovely that you're on here. I'm so happy. Thank you for all that you are. Okay, Alex, I'm muting you. Sorry about this, because it just is affecting things when people are talking. Thank you. So the Mahamudra, this great union that brings to absolute liberation. Dave Corkhill, would it be possible to ask you, brother, to mute yourself on this conversation? Thank you. If anybody notices that they're not muted, please please mute yourself on here for now. Thank you so much. And I'm just seeing that Steph's oh, thank you, Steph. Okay. Okay, so what is this Mahamudra? Basically, it's liberation from the matrix of doom and gloom, and it's liberation from being a victim of anything in your life. It's liberation from the psychosis, neurosis that splits us into a separation. That is where all discord and dysfunction comes from. Ultimately, that place of Mahamudra is the nectar of the Buddha's teachings, 84,000 sutras, and beyond the Buddha's way of teaching, there was always Krishna Radha, there was the Christ in his form as Jesus. There have been many masters that have walked before, showing how to come to this place of dissolution, of dissolve. And the way that I know, and the way that I want to share with you, is how to do that through going into the body, into matter, into mother, into Ma, into recognizing that you have the minimum of 72,000 nadis from your sacral center, at least 101 channels in the heart center, many pathways in the body that we're completely obscured from realizing. A lot of people, not all, there are many tantrikas that are interested in this, and you know, this is for all levels, because even if you are fairly adept and you've developed to a certain degree of really becoming aware of your subtle bodies, there's more. There is so much more where we can consciously begin to feel the bridge behind this gateway that's at the back of the head, where we are aligning to our actual core expression. That we are, all of this work, everything that I'm wanting to share with you is preparation to open to what's called the Vajra fire, the electric fire of all this wealth that you've got accumulated in the causal ocean, in the geometry of your own soul, to be able to really consciously begin calling this in, so that you can feel this quality of tranquility and rest in every moment. Once you really trust yourself, that you become rested in that space inside of you that's your own inner wisdom, in alignment with the one, that you don't have to look outside of yourself. I'm not really even here in a way to say, look, you need to do this, to do that. I'm just wanting to hold the space for you to go within and unravel, unfurl in that trusting as you enter so with so much awareness into all of these sacred spaces within the temple of your physical body that's going to reveal your connection with spirit and the practices that you've done in previous lives. Because we all have. We've all come from some paths of goodness, because you wouldn't even be attracted to work with me if you hadn't. You just wouldn't. So I want to help you to go inward so that you can unfurl and peel open some of those exquisite attributes that you already have embedded in your physical form. I love how the Tibetans talk about, I was with this Lama very recently, Lama Abe. He likes to be called Rinpoche. And he was sharing about how you've got Buddhas and Taras, and in sacred union, in their lovemaking, actually in your bones. And like somebody else would think, I wonder if they mean that symbolically. I honestly know this to be my truth, because when I was 11 years old, I'll just quickly tell you this story. I was asked to go to, I think it was Aylesbury Cathedral, or Aylesford Cathedral, with the Girl Guides. And that we were going to be doing the rosary all day long, outdoors in this outdoor part of the cathedral. And I don't know what happened to me. I got really excited about it. Like, had this idea that I will say every single word with intent, purpose, and meaning and presence. And I was like amazed to have that conscious thought, to be honest. And I couldn't sleep just at the thought of it that night. So I was very heightened. It was like an activation at the thought that I could say each word with purpose and presence, like our Father who art in heaven. Like I was just not going to say it like a dull mantra, like so anyway, so I could barely sleep. I arrived on the coach tired, and I just, for a change, didn't want to be there hanging out at the back. And I sat on my own with 2 seats to myself. And I kind of found myself going into this rested place that was fairly unfamiliar, that what was going on. Anyway, that day, it was raining, and most of the Girl Guides, they went and sat back on the coach, or they were kind of playing with each other. And there was just maybe the patrol leaders, or whatever they were called. They were there, and I stood there for hours saying Hail Marys and Our Fathers with purpose and presence as much as I could bring to it at that moment in time. And when I got back on the coach, I noticed that my hands, when I was young, I'd often wake up with cramps in my hands, like electricity, but stuck energy, electricity. And it wasn't until I met my teacher many, many years later that, say, like having my hands like sort of contorted, waking up with them contorted like that, then they actually started to open and flow into mudras, which I will be talking about in more depth in the course. But anyway, on this day, having done all these, you could call them mantras, the rosary is almost the similar thing, but it was this purposeful prayer. I noticed as I was going to sleep on the coach on my own in this kind of meditative place that this electricity was buzzing in my hands. And when I woke up from probably what was now I know to be like a theta brainwave state, I saw these Buddhas and Taras in Yabhyam, like in like this electric light moving in my hands. There were one on each bone of each finger like this. I had to literally rub my eyes because I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. And they were like moving in mudras. It was like in cartoon world, electric light. Anyway, I'm just telling you that because it wasn't, because I was 11, and it wasn't till I was in my late 20s that I came across actually seeing the sacred images from the Tanka paintings of the depictions of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, the Buddhas and the Taras in sacred union. And yeah, since then I've had a lot more of that type of experience as these energies of light completely reveal themselves to me. And my brother, my son, born on my birthday, just popped in then. He's realised that I'm in a thing. So the point of what I'm saying to you is, you have these treasures inside of your body. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Just see, somebody's typing and making a lot of noise. Let me try it. Charlene. Okay, I'm muting Charlene. Thank you, Charlene. So, and then I ought to possibly talk about, I was graced in the 90s, around 94 to 96, to have this full experiences of Kundalini coming to the crown, like a fountain of electric fire and light. And I was, when I say I was graced to have a teacher that could at least hold and guide me in the understanding of what was unfolding. And it was in such a way that, you know, I was in all of these bliss states, but that had to then be grounded into the norm and not get into the addiction of the phenomena of this very delicious electric bliss states inner world, and how to then use this in a way that is supporting all humanity. You know, so it takes a lot to open to the magnificence of who we are, and then not lose ourselves in thinking that we're special or important, or like giving an energy of superiority in any way. And so this has, you know, obviously been a big path. And at the same time, to not be overly disgusted by our grossness as well, because that exists too. I was thinking as I was getting ready for this, I don't want to come across in some pious way that I don't have my shadows and my crap to deal with, because I can assure you that I do. Because I have a form, I have a physical body, which means I've come through bloodlines that were not love, light, and consciousness. And I have traits that I'm constantly having to purify and work with in a way to continually meet and clear discord. But I have to say that that's practically nothing in comparison to where I was, say, 5 years ago even. Or, you know, and I look back and like how unconscious I've been in many areas. You know, whatever you've had as your conditioned imprints from your mother and your father, that goes into the physical body. And every lifetime we have another opportunity to lift them and the ancestors through the form that we're in a way so that we can bring more to all that we are, you know, like to expand our bandwidth every lifetime and to cultivate more merit every single lifetime. And that merit is stored in the plane of electric fire. And everything we're doing in every single lifetime is literally to build our central channel, which runs along the spine, starting from the navel, all the way down through the base of the spine and up, so that this central channel has the major chakras adhered to it, and the major chakras are feeding in all of the merit that you've accumulated from every single lifetime in this form of electric fire, activating everything. And alongside the central channel are another two major main nadis, which is the Ida and the Pingala, acting as conduits, again, through our whole DNA system to bring through the wisdom that we've attained and the flows of energy that we've obtained. And in every lifetime, the more that we utter different mantras and walk a path of absolute selfless service and ethical impeccability, the more that we are developing the subtle winds in our bodies, which makes it a much smoother way to leave our bodies on the day that we die, the day that we discard this sacred garment that held the vastness of who we really are, so that we can be liberated to travel again and then take a new form with more of the merit from this lifetime's awarenesses and practices and selfless service and generosity, so that each lifetime that we come into greater, more graciousness, so that we can support more beings. That's the way that we look at it in this way, this Vajrayana way, Tibetan Buddhist way. Now, alongside this one way of looking, which is not even one way, it's a spiraling, vast way, I want to bring you the wisdom that I understand from my father's lineage and many lives of traveling as a Shivite, Shivaist, tantric practitioner, because that's also exquisite and has different doorways and different paths. And over and above that, when all is revealed, it comes into looking at the path of the Taoists, because all that we're doing is to empty ourselves, to feel the union of the mother and the father through ourselves, and that's alchemy. But at the same time, everything that I want to share with you is absolutely not complicated. It's saying my internet connection's unstable. Let me just see what I need to do. Okay, that's hopefully. I'm just going to ask Scooby, if you're listening, would you mind going around the house and asking people not to be siphoning the internet connection right now, please, sweetheart? I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. So within all of what I'm talking about, this course is about supporting you to stabilize in your awakening so that you can function really well. That's one thing. And I really wanted to share with you what I'm going to be in depth about, what I want to share in the course. So I'm just going to go onto that page now and share. Okay. It's easier if I can read it and make comments. And then I am going to definitely be opening to questions and answers, and I really appreciate you just listening to me whilst I get into my flow with this. Okay, gonna have a sip of water. So each week of this 21-week course, I'm going to be doing like 2 to 3 hour discourse and then give you practices and some little bit of homework, not overly, and it's certainly not going to be intellectual homework where you've got to study from the mind. It's more about bringing awareness to how you are. But the first week, I want to start with entering intimacy, because this is so much about into me I see, and preparing that all life can be a beautiful lovemaking, a tantric experience of heightened sensitivity, sensuosity, which opens you into a greater level of telepathy. So week 1, we're going to talk about entering the sacred door of the secret place, the yoni and the lingam. I want to share my understandings of the yoni to inspire you to explore your own energetic understanding and to go into a deeper intimacy with knowing your own yoni from a really sacred perspective, and also the lingam. Like one way of looking at the lingam, for instance, is that the very head of the lingam, the penis, activates the whole crown chakra when you're in that level of awareness with the lingam. So I want to share inspirations to my sisters in their relationship to the lingam, of holding it very preciously and sacredly, to know how to bless the lingam. And for my brothers, I want to share with you in relationship to understanding your own gates within it, and to meditate with your lingam so that you can bring this into a deeper level of consciousness, so that you can actually then share your lingam from a place of meditation, because you've gone into an intimacy with a meditation around your lingam to really understand the sacredness of this gift, of this tool in your body. So meditation practices and integration, and reviewing the level of love that you've been open to receive so far in your life. Within that, week 1, we're going to be really tackling some juicy levels of development in yourself. You know, this isn't like...
Did you enjoy it, Papa?
Oh, okay, somebody's chatting.
I just had 2 or 3 small pieces that was left. I didn't want to eat.
Oh my goodness, how am I going
to find out? I just tasted
who this is? Mute. Okay. So Scooby, my learning on this today is that I need to make you an admin on this so that you can be on top of the muting. So looking like, I'm just saying quick hi to everybody as I'm seeing you on the screen. It's so nice that you've joined. There we go. Khan, oh, you've just disappeared. Khan, please can you mute yourself? Thank you for being here. Maybe
Rita?
that's the surname of somebody. I think that might be Gulruk Khan.
Rita, just to interrupt a moment, you can make Scooby a co-host now.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
How?
If you go to where it says participants at the bottom of your screen in the middle.
Oh yeah, managing participants. Yeah. Thank you.
Click on that, and then type in Scoo.
Oh, I love you. Right, I've got Scooby here. Yeah. And then type in Scoo. Okay.
No, yeah. If you find her, that's
I've got her. Yeah.
Go to the right. There's a drop-down arrow, and it should say "Make co-host."
Okay. Well, it says "Make host." Should I do that? It doesn't say "Make co-host."
If you make her host and she's in your house, it won't kick you off. It shouldn't kick you off, but it'll give her muting.
Try it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's saying to change host to Scooby.
That's okay. You'll still be on the screen and you'll still be talking.
Okay.
Scoo is the host now, so now she can mute people and you can keep talking.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
So helpful, darling. Thank you. That does help loads. I'm just going to make sure that Scooby is live with us. So Scooby. Please mute people. I hope this isn't some esoteric thing of shutting people up. I'm only joking. Okay, fantastic. Let me just see if I can see Scooby to make sure she's got that. I think sometimes people bring babies up. Say, can you be the babysitter? I can't see her.
Rita, I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, Simon. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Okay, Simon. So do you see how to mute people, darling? Simon, can you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to carry on. Okay, let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah, lingams and yonis. Just let me go back to that juicy bit of information. So, you know, I'm saying this because so many people don't actually value the sacredness of their body. Don't bring that sacredness to each other, and understandably, because a lot of you have been born in the generation where pornography was your education. This stuff's not even talked about. Yes, there is information when you go onto Tantra courses, but I'm talking about the subtlest levels of honoring. And I'm not, you know, I think it's very valuable to go on Tantra courses. Please don't get me wrong, but this is a different degree. And if you've done work with Tantra, this is the next level of it, because it's all about the subtle winds and channels. So reviewing your perspective of pleasure, on pleasure and sensuality. So that's what we're going to cover in part 1. Part 2, light body activation, preparing to open to the bliss body, and clearing the samskaras, working with purification and working with the cosmic umbilical cord, just to really start to activate for yourself your subtler openings into all life that will come from. So it's still working with the sacral center in part 2. Part 3 is invoking the monad. Like, what does that actually mean? What does some people have heard the word monad or heard me talking about it. The monad is the point of creation where you've come into manifested consciousness, where we individually, it's our individualization from God consciousness. So you've got God the One, God Mother Father the One, and then you've got the individualized flames of fire, the monadic flame, that is your immortal, imperishable self, that is in a constant lovemaking, constantly in yabbyum, with your divine counterpart. And this isn't what we're taught as young people. This is really deep in ageless wisdom, esoteric psychology, or it's hinted at in the Vedas, and it's hinted at in different paths and traditions. So one of the paths that I've walked, it's talked about to understand, and it's the teachings of the Buddha to help us to really invoke that and to understand, how does that feel when the highest of ourselves comes into the body? Because that's cosmic fire. It's very strong, and very few people have built their body to be able to hold the highest of themselves. So we get stuck in the matrix, in this dreaming of not realizing that if we were to really build our bodies, all of them, and we'll go into that, to be able to hold the charge of the most cosmic aspect of ourselves, to meditate with that daily, to really not push that away in the aversion of being frightened of the highest of ourselves. Because it's also, one aspect is to just be frightened of more, of expansion, of making the time. Look at how much, lifetime after lifetime, we distract ourselves from that moment of absolute stillness where we start to feel something even stronger than electric fire, cosmic fire. And when those frequencies come in, some people then try and eat loads to shut that energy down, or do all sorts of stuff to shut that energy down. And actually it's the highest of you attempting to come in. So I want to talk about that in part 3, so that we can really understand these frequencies and consciously open to the frequency of the highest of all that we've ever been. So through that, to start to open to the contemplation of our sound frequencies, our own sound, the sound of our highest expression, to find that tone. We're going to work on, with part 3, with our tongue, our taste, and the flow of Shakti through our body. Because the tongue, I don't know if you've ever looked at it like this, but it's a petal. It's a very virulent, strong petal that has all taste connected to it, but it's also like the petal at the very top of the spine being this very important conduit. And this tongue is mind-blowingly electrical. So I want to do some exercises where you start to really explore and respect, like, the full power, energy, healing light that comes through your tongue. And again, in that whole section, as we look at the monads comes through the back of the head, and we've got our ears connected there. How do we hear this tantric call? How do we hear? So I'd like to explore that with you. And so we're in this whole part 3 is entering the gateways to sound and clarity in right relationship, coming into the contemplation of what is right relationship actually? What is it? Am I in right relationship with my lover, or am I in right relationship with myself? And am I attempting to get so clearly in right relationship that in the calling in of a lover, I'm ready to meet this person without aversion or grasping, without pushing them away or pulling them into me in a manipulation. So we'll definitely cover that in part 3 as well. Part 4 is, what can you hold? Exploring consciousness through your hands, what can you give? Opening the body as a conduit of force and opening to become one with the lover. Working on the relationship with your hands or your Hraiz center. Some people have asked me already, is this course for singles or couples? It's for both. Because basically, even if you're at a stage in your life where you feel, I don't want a lover, I really don't want to distract myself in my spiritual unfolding, and I'm just that's not what I'm doing this course for. However, all life is your lover. The beloved is always there. And our hands, like everything I'll be talking about in this course in terms of an opening, in terms of lovemaking, can be applied on 3 levels. It can be applied on the inner, the outer, and the hidden treasure. Meaning that you could apply this in a subtle way or a physical way or a very inward way. Because everything is spoken on 3 levels within this course, very specifically, depending on where you are in your development. There's many levels to all of this. That's the way that the Tibetans teach, and that's the way that I understand how to share this transmission. So working on the relationship with your hands and your Hraiz center, I really would love to show you different pathways in your body for you to just become natural at being able to open vortexes within you, and to see how incredible you are through it, because we are designed beyond magnificently, like mind-blowingly. In part 5, exploring the heart energetically, working with the breasts and contemplating the essence of our milk. Now, this is not limited to women, this is men too. I would like you to be able to really go into an exploration of all of your breasts, your breastplate, the nipples, all of it. So I want to take you into a beautiful exercise and to understand, like, if you were feeding milk to a baby, what would that energetic essence be? So we're going to explore what is the quality of our milk. What will we pass down, and what will we leave here from this life? Clearing grief and opening to the light of the sun. Opening to the light of our soul and what is the soul. So as we enter the heart, we have to face what grief is there, because that's what obscures us from really knowing our true purpose, which has been planted as a jewel by the Creator. We have to clear the grief, and it's amazing how much that can build up in relationships. It's just amazing. So I want to address this. So part 6 is exploring the ground, part 1, the lotuses of our feet, purification of the ground and our feet, finding our roots and feeling our rhythm. I have to smile when I say that, but it's such a beautiful thing to do. Like, basically our feet, once they're open, the lotuses are open of the minor chakras in our feet, the level of bliss that comes through the feet and the engagement with the earth or the ground becomes this electrical vortex of opening us into such exquisite bliss. So I really look forward to helping you to open this within yourself. And one of the things I want to say is that over these last 10 years, as I've been giving retreats, and every time I do this work, in particular with the couples, I realize that it just doesn't matter how sensitive or sensuous you are. Everyone can apply this. Doesn't matter where you are in your path of evolution in terms of your sensitivity. Once we bring stillness and awareness to any of these points, we can honestly open the portals and the vortexes within our being. And at least we need to begin this, at the very least, because this is how, through this work, is how we die consciously, how we can transfer our consciousness at the point of leaving our body. And every lifetime, like if you do the work now in this lifetime, you are definitely going to be able to take all of that merit into your next life. Not to mention how you can nourish your own children or your grandchildren or your lover, or the tree or the plant or the dog or the cat from your new opened awareness. So purification of the ground and our feet, finding our roots, feeling our rhythm. Understanding our subconscious. Once we go into the roots, we have to look at our subconscious. What is hidden under the carpet of non-acceptance? So we're going to explore that in part 6. Clearing conflict and healing all past relationships to prepare the ground. Just imagine that, just that one thing. Clearing conflict and healing all past relationships to prepare the ground for harmony. And we're going to do some shamanic drum. We're going to do a shamanic drum journey to retrieve the lost parts of you on that particular part 6. Part 7 is still working with that same subject because it's so fast, exploring the ground. Part 2, feeling the base and healing the base, healing our ancestral lines, activating and refining. Sensuality, passion and fire, harmonizing your life in all areas. Definitely about activating your passion and understanding its purity, going beyond the lust, just refining it all so that you can feel good, to feel juicy and in your flow every day, to not distinguish this is bad, this is good, I'll suppress this. Like to open so it can be a steady fire. Part 8 is the brow and White Tantra. A discourse on what is White Tantra, contemplation on fusion and union, dissolving duality techniques and integrating opposites, breathing clear light. So here's where I'm going to begin by giving you a Tibetan practice, one very simple one, which will be really beneficial. Facing the shadow, dropping in and penetrating through to the other side. Purification of anger, blame and denial. Part 9, the temples. The temples of the body, that's what I'm talking about. Creating our altars and creating a mandala. What is telepathy? Telepathy with your beloved and deepening awareness of the etheric field. So I really want to go into what is telepathy so that we can understand the difference between telepathy and lower psychism, for instance. So we can open into that spacious emptiness to receive the information and the downloads rather than projecting our thinking we know. Part 10, nurture. Learning to nurture self and to nurture nature. Sacred practice to live naturally and understand life force, allowing and receiving, exploring our innocence. Because, you know, I think most of you know that it's hard to nurture ourselves. You know, it's hard to even nurture our children, let alone, it's not like, especially in these times where the busyness energy, it's to stop and nurture. So we're going to really explore that and look at where we're not nurturing and how we can nurture, and to start to be able to, because if we can't nurture ourselves, we can't really nurture other people. That's true. You know, there's just really like a deep level of nurture to the core. Penetration, part 11, penetration. What does this mean, the energy of penetration? Let's look at what it means to be entered. A shamanic journey with a conscious body scan through the open gates and up through the central channel. And within that, I would like on part 11 to begin practicing resting in awareness to deepen into intimacy, into me I see. Resting in that awareness. But really, like, yeah, we're going to go into it. I'm going to go into it on that course about penetration. Like, we'll look at every aspect and we'll have opportunities to talk and ask questions, and you'll be able to, in this course, write down, you can write it anonymously if you don't want to ask the question outwardly, but to speak about things that are very uncomfortable or that you're personally working with, so that I can address everything that you really want to heal and clear. And for instance, let's talk about that word penetration. Think about like what it's like for a man to penetrate a woman. I wanted to look at it from that perspective. And for a woman to open herself to be penetrated by the light of the sun, that warmth, that heat, or love, or physical penetration. We can look at it in all of those different ways. Part 12 is entering the vast chamber of the heart, working with breath and opening to rapture, opening to the natural frequency of ecstasy, welcoming ease, light, softness, purity, and wholeness. I mean, the heart is vast. We have 12 main petals, and the Tibetans look at it differently, that they say that you've got 16 chakras in the heart. So we'll explore it from different traditions, but also with sound, with mantra, and with conscious awareness. Part 13 is the alchemical journey within, melting, liquidity, cellular bliss, states, and dissolution. What is this sacred marriage in practical terms? Conscious union of the divine feminine and divine masculine within. So we're going to look at what are the attributes of the masculine, the divine masculine. What are the attributes of the divine feminine? What are the attributes of the innocent child that's born from that state? So that you can look at where the blocks are in your own body, but also how you can alchemicalize all of it within yourself. Part 14, initial sacred practices for White Tantra intimacy with a beloved. Setting the tone, creating the temple space. By the way, so those of you that aren't in a relationship, we will do something really special where we completely dissolve the yearning and the feeling like that beloved is very, very far away, to actually do an exercise of realizing that you are always with your beloved. I'm really excited about sharing that with you. And obviously, if you do have a lover, then you can do this work with your lover, because that's a wonderful gift opportunity to make your relationship consciously a spiritual practice, the whole of your relationship. I'll definitely be talking about that, because it's one and the same for everybody. You can have your relationship as your spiritual practice, or all relationships as a spiritual practice. So this course is about finding the sacred viewpoint. This is really what this course is about. It's about lifting it from the old places of being the victim to finding the sacred viewpoint and the opportunity in every single moment. So part 14, initial sacred practices for White Tantra intimacy with the beloved, setting the tone and creating the temple space. And the courage, we're really going to do work into breathing into the courage to offer your whole being to your beloved. Like with, and obviously that takes some preparation to be able to do that. So I look forward to sharing that with you. Don't set yourself up for disappointment, understanding projection and understanding magnetism. So we're really going to go into that so you can discern, discriminate. Where am I? Where am I in this moment? Am I projecting? Am I going to be disappointed if I'm not met in this place? And working with how to go beyond that. Resisting manipulation, the difference between emptiness and being passive. All of these things. Part 15 is initial sacred practices for White Tantra, part 2. Further exploration between the heart and the solar plex. Understanding rapture and the addictive side that keeps us locked on the wheel. Where do we project? Where do we lose energy and disillusionment? Clearing the pain of abuse and breaking the bonds of attachment. Clearing the pain of not being met and clearing the pain of not being seen. So we're really going to work with that. Part 16, initial sacred practices for White Tantra, intimacy with the beloved. Part 3, highest tantric look at the yoni and the lingam in form and all creation. So we're going to go back to where we started, but with the next level of awareness with these sacred places that the Tibetans used to call secret. Well, they still call them secret and sacred, but I don't believe in secrecy because now we're in the age of telepathy, which is transparency. And actually these things have to be revealed, but they also have to be practiced very carefully as well. And I feel at a place of deep inner responsibility, just so you know, in terms of revealing things. I'm not revealing them to a lay person, because if you are attracted to do this course, I feel that you are developed within yourself to be able to hold these secret teachings, what has been secret teachings, but sacred teachings, in a way that you can apply them in a natural way within yourself. That nobody on this course is going to blow their circuits. So highest, okay, so we've done that. Understanding Shakti's relationship to Shiva through you. That's exciting to me. I'm really looking forward to share that. Dancing your dance, dancing in the name of the Lord. That's opening to the Tao. It's like we're literally going to do some dance. And letting go of the search for love. No more striving. Like we're just going to be able to clear that imprint of the yearning, to go deeper. The whole point of this course is that you access the yabbyum that's always been there naturally inside you. You're always in this lovemaking. You just had the mind obscured from that place. I'm just going to be working with you to come home to that place. Okay, part 17. Giving of pleasure and its sacred nature. The gift of generosity and how to be that. From lust to primordial honoring. Presence and emptiness harnessing the fire of the erotic. I really look, some of you might be at this point thinking, well, I'm not in a relationship, so therefore, you know, how am I going to apply this? This would be so disappointing to be in this and not have someone to practice with. But I honestly, I've been celibate for 8 years. I'm still full of my juicy Shakti energy, and all, like, I can't even like now as I'm speaking to you, I'm just feeling like this doorway just between the heart and the solar plex and my spine open. Earlier, I'd been feeling like all this light coming up through my feet. In this moment, my crown chakra is very open, and I feel filled with bliss because I'm in that dance. Instead of it being with this one outward, I'm in it with all life and with the beloved. And at the same time, I know that I'm in this with my beloved within. Like I say, within, you know, he's in form somewhere on the planet. But I'm never separate from that. I'm really never separate from it. And I'm grateful. I'm super grateful that I know that. That's why I want to share this with you, because it changes life. It really does. It's just like fulfilling in every moment, in every way. That's what I want to share, is how can you get to that place? So, part 18, receiving. Okay, so it's part 2 of it. I forgot to put the word part 2, I think. From lust to innocence, opening to the Tao, harnessing the fire of erotic when receiving, clearing the patterns of unworthiness and clearing trauma from the etheric field. So we're going to literally do some work on, like, you're going to do the work to clear that. Opening to trust and full exploration in trust. That's the biggest thing, really. For you to experience atomic merger with another, to be able to travel through the lotuses through each other, for your breath to unify, for you to receive the breath of your lover, to be able to drink the quality of that soma, so that you're filled with nourishment, and that for you to give your breath in that sacred way, that you can expand into formlessness, into atomic merger on that highest level, you have to trust. You have to trust, and that means you have to trust yourself and invite the highest of another into you. And that's what I want to share with you, how you can do that. And that leads to a much deeper level of finding your flow and trusting it, trusting your flow in relationship with the Creator. Part 19, in-depth understanding of our intergalactic nature and the science of Kundalini. I mean, I have to be honest, that is my favorite subject. So I don't want to go too much into it now because we'll be here for ages. But it's exploring the sacred portals, working with the 21 minor chakras and more, the nectar and soma, and blessings from the absolute, the preparation to receive on this level. So any of you that have been studying or teaching yoga, you will love this. And, you know, it's the next level of it. But you don't have to do a physical yoga to be able to have these states of consciousness. So in this lifetime, I haven't had that time. My service has been a lot of breastfeeding, a lot of cooking, shopping and cleaning and looking after children. My service has been all sorts of things, from being a cake maker to a clothes designer. And my therapy, my therapeutics chill out places to paint. So I haven't had time to do a lot of yoga in this lifetime. But that development is in my being, in my chakras, thankfully, because if I was, for instance, to have one tiny drop of the elixir of Santa Maria, marijuana, my whole body would just immediately go into full asanas, yogic postures. In fact, I did this a few months ago. I don't often have marijuana, but I did this, and I forgot that I'd had it, and then suddenly when the activation kicked in, I was like, whoa, and then all my body's going into these full yogic, intense postures filled with bliss. I had to get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and just allow my body to go into all these full yogic deliciousness for about an hour, and it released and uncracked every bit, and I felt amazing afterwards and through it. But I'm just saying that's all in the body. I want to show you, like, if any of you have ever had Watsu, where your whole body gets held so that you can actually relax your nervous system and be held in water, so that you can almost have like a rebirth with your breath in the water. This would be like opening to this level of your intergalactic, relaxing, but full power attunement to all life. And I'm not going to get distracted into telling you too much about it, but you know, that's what this course is about, actually, part 19. Not for you to understand it intellectually. I'm more interested in you experiencing it. And then part 20, exploring the Mahamudra and all levels of union. I will be talking about the Dharmakaya primordial, I am that I am. And then there will be an offer for you to work with the sacred elixir. I will have talked about it before part 20, to decide on what you might like to work with so that we can have it sent to you, because there'll be an offering of various different sacred elixirs that you can have to work with when we come to, probably, I would quite like that you have them by part 19, that you've got them by that week, so that by part 20 you can work with these sacred substances to make a decision. You know, it's like we're talking homeopathic level, and there will be an offering of various ones where you can decide what you would like, and then that will be sent to you. What is the Mahamudra? What is a mudra, for a start? And what is the ultimate Mahamudra? So I'm going to be going much more into depth about that, because by this point you may well feel your own mudras coming through on a physical form. Mahamudra is the great Mahamudra. It's everything being that mudra. And looking at the irrefutable universal laws that endow us with great bliss. What brings us to that point? I mean, we'll have covered some of this during the course, but we'll also go into it in a deeper exploration, because I really want to teach you one particular mantra called Vajrasattva. I haven't written this in. I've just been given permission by Tibetan master, Tantric master Lama Kuntrul. He's asked me to teach alongside him, and in a course that will be happening in September, when he teaches the Kala Chakra. And he's asked me to teach alongside him, to be able to give the practice of Vajrasattva, which is a great honor, because it's something I've been doing in many lives. And you often have, if you've been to any of my retreats, you will have heard me chant the Vajrasattva. That's a mantra for purification, to bring you into a much more heightened sensitivity, but it also purifies all obstacles, and it prepares you for the point when you leave your body. You can do it for other people. It purifies, it just purifies. And I'm so excited that I can share this with you. I've wanted to for a long time. How amazing that that should line up just as this course is finally downloaded to come through. I thought that was really auspicious. And within a week of being told that they really would like me to teach, another Lama then gave me this, he basically did all these mantras into my body and gave me all these malas and a wrist mala, prayer flags, but also a Tibetan Thangka painting of Manjushri, who is the Buddha of wisdom. His sword represents the revealing of true wisdom and a path of truth. And what's so mind-blowing about that for me was to receive it, was because in '96, as I was going through this big awakening, I had this experience in one of Buddha Maitreya's pyramids where I was meditating, and then experienced this sword of light with flames of light unfurl from my own throat center, which now I realize, because in that moment I knew that was Manjushri's sword, but now I realize the practices in my body, and whatever practices we put in our body have to come out as jewels for humanity eventually, which is why I'm so keen to teach this to you, to share these transmissions so that you can become so much more aware of the practices that are in you, that are coming out of you, but also to put more practices in your body to come out in your future lifetimes for the benefit of all beings. Okay, so finding refuge in the Dharma, that's perfect that I was just talking about that. And what it means to turn the wheel of Dharma, opening to the sacred realms on the inner planes. So, yes, part 21, a sacred surprise on a 3-day retreat in Glastonbury. We'll provide live footage if you can't attend. I will very likely do this also in the USA in 2020. So if you're signing up and you're from the USA, then you'll be welcome to come to that one, because it's like a gift really to go with the course. So that's going to be 3 days of discourse, meditations, sacred sound journey, voice activations, White Tantra practices, working with elixirs, cacao, sacred smells, breath and taste, and anchoring what you've learned. And we will create a mandala of exquisite bliss to drink the nectar, opening to the soma. Okay, coming back to see you all. Did you guys all stay on? Oh my goodness, yes you did. That's so beautiful. I love you all. Thank you so much for staying and coming on to this. Meanwhile, could I now ask if you've got any questions? So that there's a chat. Don't send them to me privately. Send your questions openly, and then I can, or no, maybe there's another way of doing this. You could raise your hand. Is there a way of doing that, Scooby? That people can do, like they can, I saw that Kapal did that the other day. Not raise your hand physically. I think there's a way that you raise your hand on a button. Let me just put the gallery view. Okay, most people don't have their pictures. It's nice seeing those of you. It's nice that you're here, Ruby. Hi there. Scooby, can you click on more and it's there? Okay, thank you, Simon. So let's see. Okay, on the right-hand side, next to your mute button, I believe, oh no, it's not there. Where do we find more? Okay, Steph is telling us. There is. You go to participants again, and it's, oh, I see. So if I go to participants, and if you want to raise your hand, okay, right, Si's got a question. I don't know who you are because your name says Huawei P, but I'm going to come to you as well, Amri. First 3 people to ask a question. Okay, so let's find you, Si. Oh, Huawei P, that's you, Richard. That's so funny. That's probably the name of your phone. Okay, where did Si go? Si. Okay, Si, if I unmute you, are you able to put yourself on camera?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Rita, it's Soumya.
Oh, hi. I didn't recognize it's you. Hold on, let me just put you on spotlight video so I can see you properly. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, darling. Tell me
How
your
are you?
question. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from London at home.
Okay, cool. Okay, so tell me your question, darling.
Rita, I just wanted to know that I am in a relationship, but I'm not very sure whether I'm going the right way or not, because I've had bad relationships before. I was married once upon a time, and I'm seeing someone who's absolutely brilliant, but I'm very scared to go forward.
Okay, but you say he's brilliant.
Yeah, a
Well,
brilliant
that's a
human
good sign.
being, a brilliant soul, but it's because of my past experiences, I'm not able to open up myself completely.
Okay, so that's natural. That's natural. Well, my strongest, fullest recommendation to begin to make the decision would be to ask him if he'll meditate with you.
Okay.
And then so that you would be like creating a beautiful space in your home, preferably in your bedroom, where you bring the sacredness to everything. And so from the smells in your room to the flowers and the candles that you light, and that you ask him to come, and that you've tried to have a rest before so that you can be present, and that you basically invite him to breathe with you. So you have some sacred music on. Get yourself into a good, comfortable position that you can have your body upright, erect, and him reasonably close. And to say, look, whatever his name is, I'm going to use the word brother right now, but brother, I want to open myself, and I am feeling fear to open to another. And it's not personal to you. And I really am grateful for you to be in my life, to give me this opportunity to meet myself with deeper intimacy. And I would love, with all my heart, to explore our meditation together so that I can feel the sacredness in our union. So that would be the starting point. Does that feel good? It's bringing an emotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a really good starting point, darling. And then if you can get to the point where you're sitting and that you, with your breath, start to direct energy from your brow into his brow so that he can feel your presence and that he can feel this energy going into his body, and that you open yourself energetically to feel his presence in your body. To start with that, and when you're ready, you could hold hands and start to feel the energy traveling through each other.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a starting point. You can message me again and I give you the next steps after that. But if you're, it'll be imagine if you were to do this course to clear all the pain and stuff, and to possibly to do this with him. You could look at that as well. Okay. Bless you, love.
Love you.
Thank you. Okay, let's put on, who else? Just Richard and Ree. Okay, let's find Richard, shall we?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm just gonna...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, just bear with me a minute, Richard. I'm just gonna put you on camera. There you are. I found you. Hold on. Okay.
Hiya.
Just wait there, Rich. Okay. Hi.
Hiya. Thanks, Rita. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
So my question is, I guess, advice. So I was really connecting to a lot of what you're saying. It was making me think about how Mel and I are quite often, if we're affectionate and intimate, meditate afterwards rather than before that kind of intimacy.
Okay.
And I like the idea of meditating and then connecting and sharing intimacy after or as part of that meditation.
I think it's beautiful that if you feel like doing that afterwards, but it's a whole next level to begin your lovemaking in that way. It's so exquisite and so beautiful. We just, at the couples course this weekend, what was really interesting was how much crap we bring to each other before the meditation, how much pain there is, and how much, misunderstanding between the masculine and feminine. There's a lot. So I think that to make love as a meditation, because lovemaking is a meditation anyway, but it's like we're not usually present for it, you know, like we're watching it or we're in the mind, so we can't realize it. But to be able to bring full awareness through meditation to begin, and then it to lead into a deeper lovemaking is something exquisite, that's for sure.
Yeah, so perhaps it's a case of feeling like both experiences are increasingly shared rather than in our own minds or own experience, making it more intimate and shared experience.
I mean, ultimately, the goal with this tantric path is that there's a no mind feeling that you've melted into each other atomically, and it's such a beautiful place to be. It's so much more vivid. I think, to be really honest with you, I think that's why people take drugs, to feel that level of connection, because people can sense that there's something more over there. And I think that drugs were designed to, but please don't get me wrong, because you know, people who know me, I'm against drug taking. Like, it's not that it, because it has a big come down, and because fires get activated that are not naturally ready. I've got lots of friends of mine that, you know, really are grateful to MDMA, for instance, which activates Kundalini. But what I want to share with you would be much stronger than MDMA, but completely naturally. And when I'm sharing it with you, I'm sharing that it's already in your body naturally. And the reason I'm bringing it up in relationship to what you're talking about is because this quality of intimacy that I'm talking about is like, imagine when you're in your highest bliss state and you're able to bring that bliss to another, and that you can meet at that place. These practices will bring you to that place. Yeah.
Great, it sounds brilliant.
Thank you. You're looking really well, by the way. I've never seen you look quite this well. You look like something really beautiful has cleared. Are you feeling amazing, by the way, Richard?
Yeah, I've been really healthy since being in Spain and returning from Spain. Yeah.
I can see that.
I feel really amazing. Things go amazing well.
Pardon?
Yeah. What did you say, sorry?
I said I can see that there's this clear light in your eyes that I haven't seen before in this way.
Yeah, no, I feel brilliant, feel amazing, and I've had a lot of really really valuable, been able to continue really valuable feelings and experiences from Spain, and share that with Mel and my family, and be much more amazing at work and in the things that I do, and feel really happy about that.
That's excellent. That's so beautiful. I'm really happy. Give my love to Mel, and I'll see you really
soon. Well, she's out sort of protesting and doing the Extinction Rebellion stuff tonight. Although I should be here.
Bless her.
Yeah, so in Bristol they've got lots of roads are shut, and peaceful protesting. It's no drugs, no alcohol, music protest.
Beautiful. Okay, well, it's lovely.
Thanks, Rita.
To talk to you. Thank you for asking that really important question so that I could share that, what was shared. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Scooby, would you go to Ree? Ree? I want to see.
Similar, which then gives another 400.
Hello, Anamu. I'm just saying hi to you.
Hi, Rita.
Hi. Have we met before? Just while Scooby's looking for Ree.
No. First time.
Okay. How have you enjoyed this conversation?
Yeah, it's wonderful. So when does this course start?
It starts in September.
Oh, it's going to be online.
Yeah, it's an online course in September.
But that's how we get
okay.
over.
That's good. Sounds really great. I'm looking forward to
Thank
it.
you. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Scooby, did you find Ree? Oh, here's Ree. Okay, Ree, I'm going to put you on. Ask to start your video. I'm going to unmute you.
Rita, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, didn't you? Okay, that's no problem.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Does anybody else have a question?
Could you have one buy-to-let in your portfolio generating £200?
I'm just laughing at this conversation that's going on in the background.
8 months from now, could you have 2 properties, £200 cash flow?
What are we doing? Can anyone help me? Did you just mute that, Scooby?
Small unlicensed HMO.
I can hear you.
Okay, let's mute. Okay, I think it was that Animos one. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, if there's no more questions. Oh, hold on, Daniel and Jarell. Yeah, I gotcha. I'm going to open Daniel and Jarell's.
I made you the host again so you could unmute people.
Okay.
Otherwise you wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Okay, right. Just 1 second. I'm going to ask to start your video, Daniel and Jarell. It'd be nice to see you. And then once your video's started, I can put you on Spotlight. Oh. Okay, hold on. Where did you both go? I lost you, Daniel and Jarell. Where are you? Let me find you. There you are. Yay. Okay, hold on. Put you on the Spotlight video. Hello.
Hi.
That's amazing. You've got like a picture of you behind you.
Yeah, how is that possible?
That's weird.
Yeah, how weird. Okay.
It is weird, but it is nice. It's like we're on some kind of intergalactic show.
See myself.
Nice picture.
2-dimensional.
Oh, hello, you two. How are you?
We are very well.
Amazing.
Oh, can I just tell people that Daniel and Jarell were just on my couples retreat at the weekend, so it feels really, really special that you're here and you're glowing, both of you.
We've been doing the work. So yeah.
That's good stuff. That's great. So tell me, what's your question?
So we just wanted to know the subjects that you spoke about.
Yeah.
Obviously the course is going to be online.
Yeah.
Are those subjects, so each subject, does that last a week?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that, because that wouldn't be very, I wasn't very clear about that. So yeah, it is that basically I go through the transmission and the activations and inspirations, and then you have your own homework, and you'll know what that homework is, if there's blocks here or blocks there, what to be bringing your awareness to during the course of that week. And actually, as I'm speaking to you, I'm realizing this course will be available to you infinitely as well, because you might want to go back to that 1 week subject for a whole month. So you'll be able to definitely go back to it and really extract the nectar from every single week, because each thing is very vast anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. That's amazing. We can't wait.
Is that little one near you? Come on, show me your little one.
Oh, this is Saturn.
This is Saturn.
Here he is. Say hello.
Say hi.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. How old is Saturn?
Yeah.
He's 1.5.
1.5. Hi, you. Beautiful.
Oh.
I'm 3 years old.
Okay,
Here comes the
another
other one. With no clothes on.
Oh.
I'm 3 years old.
Hello, you. What's
Say
your name?
hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
It's hi.
What's your name? Speak up.
Okay. Hello.
I didn't quite catch it because he spoke at the same time.
His name's Akel. Look at you.
Akel.
To the world. Yeah.
Hi.
It's nice to meet you both. That's so funny how beautiful the picture is behind you guys. Okay, well, lovely for you coming on. So much love.
Thank you, Rita.
See you later.
Say bye.
Bye. I'm going to come to George. George Teal. Let me just come to you.
I want to see George.
Do you? Okay, you can see George as well. Let's find, I have to just find George now. George Teal, there we go. Okay, make a spotlight.
Hello.
Hi, darling. So long. It feels like I only saw you yesterday. That's amazing. Hi, are you in England or are you in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, I'm back. I've been back for 6 weeks now.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm back at my grand's in South London. It's nice.
How are you doing? Are you liking being back?
I've adjusted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've adjusted now. So yeah, I'm going to be here for a while. I think I was actually meant to start an initiation in Peru this weekend, but things have turned out differently. But yeah, no, it's lovely being back. It's really lovely. It's just, yeah.
That's good. That's good for you, especially to have some cool air. Must be nice.
Yeah, and just still integrating the teachings from
February.
Yeah, that's why I'm here at my grand's. Actually, it was one of the main things that come up, and it's all making sense now why I'm here living with her and stuff. So yeah, it's been great. So thank you.
That's a pleasure. Have I seen that you've got one of the Buddha Maitreya forms in your hand?
Yeah, I don't know how you can see that though. It's down there. But...
Yeah, I just saw it for a moment. Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Okay, tell me your question, darling.
It was just about so the Kalachakra initiation. That's in September, right?
Yeah.
And is that that's a in-person thing?
Yes, that's a Lama, Tibetan Lama called Lama Control will be coming and giving you the teachings. Actually, I have his book about that initiation. Just happens to be here right now. Look, can you see me? You see it?
Oh yeah.
And it's he'll be giving the empowerment and the practice for those for those of you that want to learn about that.
Okay.
It's a very deep teaching, yeah. It's about the 360 million cities in Shambhala and our place in the cosmos. Yeah. What else was your question? Was it part of that? Or...
Oh yeah, with the course, I mean, it's just, it seems like everything's aligning after particularly what's just happened over this weekend. And I feel really cool to jump on in with this, like, wow. I've got 2 months in Peru lined up.
Oh yeah, when?
Starting in October, but
okay.
Because now I've just seen this, I'm just like, somebody's saying to me, we'll shorten that down to like a month. And was that like with this course?
So you will be able to stagger it, because not everybody, some people, all sorts of things are going to come up for people.
Right.
So you will be able to, like, when you come back from your course, then there's going to be 4 more weeks that you can just listen to at any point as you want. So you can do the thing, like some people, for instance, who just have recently joined my Ageless Wisdom course, when they're on a roll, they might listen to 3 in a week, even though I brought them out week by week. But they might want to just drink it all up and do that, but then go back and then take 1 at a time. So it's going to be like that for you, that you can do the catch up when you get back, or you might be really disciplined and say, no, I'm going to stagger them week by week. And actually, even on your course, even on your retreat in Peru, it might be possible to actually receive the discourse, because there's quite a lot of bandwidth, or how do you call it? There's lots of, you would probably be able to get it on your phone and listen to it, because it will only enhance your experience there and the work that you're doing there. It's not going to take you off on some other tangent.
That's really, what's the word? Really, what's that?
Encouraging.
Affirming, good to hear.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you that for a while, so that's really Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, cool. Sign me
Thank
up.
you. I'm going to add to what I've said whilst you ask that question, because it's really important. Because
moving on to the final biggest problem, I want you to write this down as well.
Oh.
Is what I call clarity.
One sec. I think that's my laptop going on one.
Oh, okay.
Let's just start streaming something.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Okay. So basically, what I wanted to say is that
clarity distortion.
Well, let me just shut it all down.
We all have blind spots.
Not entirely sure.
We are going along our path.
Maybe mute yourself, darling.
Yeah, I'll do that.
How can I better explain that to you? It's very simple.
No, it's still making the talking.
Before, where a friend,
George?
maybe it's a relationship, it's a disempowering relationship.
George,
all of,
do you mind?
Yeah, I don't think it's coming from me because I've just shut down all of the applications.
I've muted him. That's okay.
On face value, you see it exactly how it is, and you're saying, "Hey, this is not working out for you guys." Maybe
Hold
you
on,
guys
guys. I'm just seeing who's on.
So, at the same time, they're like, "Yeah, I get what you mean, but..." And this.
How
many of you ever experienced something like that before? Right? Just like
Charles, is it you? Charles, can you make sure you're muted? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, great. Okay, thanks, Charles. I think you must have accidentally unmuted yourself. Lena, would you mind to mute yourself, and Jackie, just so that we don't get sound interruptions? It's really lovely you're on, by the way. Lena, please mute, because I can't seem to mute audio. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, so it's just Lena that's not muted. So, I hope I can remember what I wanted to say now. It was something that George inspired me. Let me just see. Oh yeah, it's really important. And I think I'm going to end with this, beautiful people. So basically, the way that I'm looking at this is it doesn't matter where you are in what type of work you do, or that this is going to benefit you, because this is the core of it, is to help you unfurl from habits and places that we look from unconsciousness. It's just about bringing awareness into parts of our body, and being able to rest there, look, and let that open. It's like an inner asana for those of you that do yoga. Okay, so are there any more questions? Because if not, I think you've all been it's a lot, and you can have a copy of this if you want to look at it again. We will definitely be doing our best to do good payment plans and make it viable. You just need to contact Scooby if you're interested in doing this. And I think there is definitely a considerable more discount if you can pay by the 5th of August, but we don't want to make it impossible for people that need to do a payment plan. So please let us know if you've got any more questions. You can email us and ask me any more questions about the course. Bear with me, I think there might be. Okay, so that's it. I really look forward to this. This is deep for me to be able to share it. It's certainly what has given me the energy to be able to hold the type of retreats that I do, the shamanic retreats. It's what has given me the continuum, the awareness of the continuum from life to life. That's also super important. At a very young age, I started to know that, have this thought, is this the dream or is the dream the dream? This work is about waking up from the dream and knowing that you can consciously dream things in, but also to go beyond the dream, to go to that primordial place that is sacred living letters of fire traveling through time and space, to really get clear as to why you're here and to dissolve the pain and the duality so that you can be free to really be in your heart. Aho, thank you once again. So I'm going to sign off now, and super grateful that you joined. So much love to you, Linda, Eowyn, Marie, to you, Gay. Thank you for coming on. David Corkhill, Jane, Coburn, Charles, Jackie, Aisha, and going this way. Thank you, Anamu, and George, and Daniel, and Jarell, and Claire. Thank you for joining, and Carmen, and Simon, and Francesca, and Ruby, Beverly, Jennifer, and Marie-Philée, and Alexander. Alex, that's so lovely that you came as well. Mwah. Big hugs to you, darling, little, young, beautiful you, powerful you. And thank you, Scooby, so much. And thank you, Adam and Tammy, and Chrissy, and Dirk, and Ree. Goodbye, good night. And to all of you that are going to watch the recording of this, saying hello, and we're here to be of service in any way. Thank you. Bless you, Dirk.